Welcome back. This week we're headed back up to New York for 1 week of rifle season. So who knows what will happen during that week. All I can promise you is that a lot of stuff gets shot. Like I'm inside here. There's a forest, but that's just how windy and cold it is here. Back to the tree stand. Just made it to this morning. Bryce has already gone to his spot. We've already seen some deer. People have shot deer already, so I'm going to get back in the stand right now. It's rifle season, obviously, so this is the second week in New York. Let's see how we do. So we got up there the first day with just enough time to hop into the stands for 2 hours before it got dark. And if you couldn't tell, there's a lot of snow on the ground. So a big change from what it was whenever we were up there for bow season. But anyway, the second day, we decided to walk the perimeter of the property and see if we could spot and stalk or jump deer, being there's snow on the ground. They'll be kind of easier to see. And we've got guns, so they can't run too far. Me and Bryce are actually sitting in some spots right now. This is the second evening. First full day. Right now, I'm sitting in the spot where one of the big bucks came from the spot and stalk mission this morning. So hopefully he comes back around. Tomorrow morning we're going to try the spot and stalk thing again. It's the second evening of the second full day in New York. We're in this makeshift box blind overlooking a swamp right now. All the standing corn that's been standing so far this week has been cut down, so we're just hoping that the deer are moving away from it and go through the swamps to get to the bedding areas. So wish us all luck. So these first couple of days, we were on our feet a lot, so there wasn't much filming going on, but nothing really happened up until the second full day's evening when Tom's dad, Tom, shot a doe out in the cornfields. I just heard a gunshot that was really, really close. So maybe it was one of the boys. I don't know. We got about 20 minutes left to shoot the light. Maybe something will happen.
I found the hole. Dad, you almost missed it. I don't know what the.
So the next morning, it's pouring down rain, and me and Bryce just decided, you know what? We're not going to go hunting this morning. We're going to go, as Tom would call it, to McDonald's or McDonald's. And we were going to just relax for the morning and see if we could get something kicked up around lunchtime. And as we were on our way, Bryce gets a call that there's 2 deer bedded in a swamp on the side of a cornfield, and Tom wants to see if we can go in there and get one shot. I'm being used. They are using me as a deer driver so they can shoot the does that are bedded down in here somewhere. So we'll see how that works. So I actually filmed at the beginning the part where he did shoot the doe that I jumped out into the field, but somehow I lost that video in translation. It's okay though, because all that matters now is Bryce has got the first deer of the trip on the ground. Just got the confirmation that he did in fact shoot her. So they're on their way now from where they were sitting. So hopefully it's a bigot. That is a fair amount of blood. Spurt alerting. Yeah, I don't see any guts, but that's good blood. Damn.
Got it, Luke.
That's a pretty big doe he shot. 80 yards running through a cornfield on one knee, Indian style, kind of. That's a pretty awesome start to the trip. So that evening, after we got his deer all gutted and hanging up
we went back out to try to get me one. And I was using Bryce's dad's doe tag to try to get some more meat in the freezer before we started trophy hunting. And anyway, about 310 yards away, as we're leaving the field that we were trying to jump deer out of, these two does walked out on the other end of the field a little over 300 yards. So me and Bryce dropped down, and he was telling me it looks like a doe. I was thinking it looked like a doe. He said, shoot it. Boy, did I smoke it, because it only went about 15 yards. So me and Bryce were out spotting stalking. And I didn't have my camera because we hadn't been having any luck with it. And all of a sudden, 300 yards away, these two big does come out. And daggum, 300 yards. Drop down prone. She runs right out into the field. Led her perfect as she was walking. She mule kicked like crazy, so hopefully, again, couldn't get it on camera, but I think I dumped her. We'll see. Right here. Then I shot. She starts freaking out. She's running. Blood spurting everywhere. Look at that. Every step she's dumping. Oh, Bryce, don't step in that way. Look at all that right there. All that right there. Look at all that blood. Oh, there she is right there, Bryce. That's not a huge doe, is it? And after this, some of the filming went downhill because some actions unraveled, and it turned out that the deer I shot was actually a world record button buck. So I got meat in the freezer, but I was unable to hunt that farm for the rest of the trip because I shot my deer. So, okay. But now Bryce is back up to bat. So we went out the next morning and we were going to see if we could get something down on the ground with big old antlers on it.
Just take your time, he's coming.
So we're sitting there in the tree stand, and a spike comes in about 70 yards to our left, and Bryce does not care. He is just a good old-fashioned killer, so he was going to blow the antlers off of this poor little innocent spike when, unbeknownst to me, 3 does and a big old 6-pointer came out into the field to our right while I was filming the spike. So now everything has changed. We have to swap spots in the tree stand and get him all centered and ready to shoot this buck that's walking in to check his does. And might I add, this is probably going to be Bryce's first buck if he can take his time and put their hammer down correctly. Now, mind you, I'm not a cameraman. So when I jumped a little bit, that was just pure excitement for hopefully Bryce's first buck.
Smoked him right there. I jumped a little bit. He's done. Shoot him again. Another one in him. Smoked.
Got that on video.
I did.
Oh, dude. Look at those does. They have no idea.
No, they have no idea. Dude.
Smoked them. Smoked. Dude, he jumped 20 feet in the air.
Dude.
Oh my.
That's a wrap this morning. We're done.
No questions asked. We were here for what, 30 minutes? Not even.
Probably not even 30 minutes. He's tagged out. He's done. I mean, we had a spike come out down there. I got a little bit of footage of him. And then Dad got my look over, and there's 3 does he's looking at. He didn't even tell me there were 3 does in the field. And then all of a sudden, down the trail here, another deer walks out, and we think it's a doe, and I get the spot and scope out, and it's a buck. And he walks out to come check his does. And Bryce puts the freaking hammer to him, dude. I mean, you couldn't plan it better. It's, what time is it? It's probably Not even 8
we
o'clock.
got in here in daylight.
Yeah, it's probably not. Yeah, we walked in here in daylight.
It's 7:39.
7:39.
It's 30 minutes past shooting lights.
Yeah, we're done. We're done this morning. Well, he smoked him, son. That's a good first buck. That was a lot better than my first buck, which wasn't any of these behind me, might I add. So he was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. Plus, the deer was freaking huge bodied also. So that put a very good mood over the rest of the trip. He's a 6-pointer. Dude, come here. Look at this shot on your first one. Dude.
Look at the butcher.
Yeah. Oh, he was dumped right there. He had no chance. Hold his right. Dude. How awesome is that?
That's so cool. Dude. Oh my gosh, dude, that's so awesome. Those does are still in the field. It's a doe.
Yeah. If she does, I'll strangle her with my hands. So now we've moved to a different part of New York, further deeper into the country, to this other big farm that we're hunting. And needless to say, there's a ton of deer over there.
We were walking in here to our spot for the second to last day sit, and there's, how many deer do we see? 3 or 4? 3. Right up here, 50 yards from where we're sitting. So, well, today is the last evening for rifle season up in New York. So, we had a couple hours to sit and see if anything happens. I'm here for bucks. So, if a spike walks out 5 minutes before shooting light's over, he's getting thwacked. So we'll see.
Well, I hunted these last 2 days there in the evenings and afternoons, hoping that a buck would stroll by, and I just couldn't get lucky. Saw a bunch of does, had a lot of opportunities, but I just got too trigger happy on that one that I wasn't too sure about. Anyway, that's just hunting. That's how it happens. But now we are back in Tennessee after 2 monsters. So we're going to see how that works out. I thank you guys for watching this week, and stay tuned for more of the action.